Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Rich, and if you're new to the channel, thanks for clicking on the video. I hope you enjoy what you see. So today we're going to be repairing this CV axle. Apparently the boot has come off of the axle stub, and we're just going to go ahead and get this thing cleaned up and actually replace the clamp so that we can get it back down the road. So I went to the store and was able to purchase a new metal clamp, and you can look at your clamps and the clamps will tell you how long they are. Usually it's in metric measurements, but you can purchase them, or you can go to the dealer and actually purchase them directly, but they're not uncommon. You don't have to go to the dealer for this type of product because I mean it's not unique to any one brand of vehicle. You just need to make sure you get the right measurements because they do clamp to a certain size. And you don't want it too tight and you don't want it too loose because obviously you don't want any more grease leaking out of it, and you don't want to pinch the rubber so that it cuts it and potentially starts a leak where you didn't have one before. So you can get boot kits if you do have a leaky boot. I don't have a problem with this boot. It's not in bad shape. It's still in decent shape. So we're going to go ahead and continue to use it. I did not purchase a new boot kit. I am just replacing the strap and I'm filling it back up with new grease. So typically if you're buying a boot kit, it should come with a packet of grease, the appropriate size, because it's kind of pre-measured for you. But if not, you can go to the auto parts store and pick up some grease as long as it's the recommended type of grease for your particular CV axle shaft. I got some Redline CV2. It's a high performance grease, and it has the red moly in it, so it will work. I looked up the amount of grease that you should put into the boot. Shouldn't fill it up all the way. Rule of thumb is about a third of the way. But for my particular axle shaft, it said between 9 ounces to 9.9 ounces. So we're roughly going to take about a little over half of this because this is a 14-ounce tube. You certainly don't want to fill it all the way up to the top because you got to give it room to expand when it gets hot. And so that's one thing you want to keep in mind. I did purchase a strap that will work for my particular one. The strap on the bottom's in good shape. The strap on top's in good shape, but it obviously has gotten lubricant on the rubber, so it's not going to stay on the actual spline shaft itself anymore. So we're going to have to clean all that up to make sure that it's nice and the rubber's not contaminated with grease when we clamp it together. So let's go ahead and do the first part of this, and that's going to be the messiest part. So you want to make sure that you've got enough towels to absorb any of the contaminated grease that you want to get cleaned out of there. So we're going to go ahead and use some brake parts cleaner and kind of clean this up, and then dump out the remaining part of it, and then try and do as much cleaning as possible. Some glasses just in case. So we're just going to kind of spray all this down to kind of clean all this up. Down. You want to get up as much of this old grease as you can just to clean all this up. Obviously, if you're using a new tube, you don't have to do all this I mean, you obviously want to clean the bearings and the shaft and everything like that, but you don't necessarily need to clean out the boot because you're going to put a new one on. But since I'm reusing mine, I just need to take those little extra steps to clean it up. let's go ahead and dump all this excess out. Ooh. Actually, I'm going to dump it in here and clean this up. You just want to peel this old strap off because it's already used and we can't really do anything with it. There's a number on the strap that you can use to be able to check it if you're buying it from an auto parts store, because you're just going to have to go by the length of this and it has to be the right size. This says 88.5, so that's 88.5 millimeters. You may have to convert it into inches when you're at the store, but that'll work. So you just want to clean all the parts really good before you get ready to reassemble everything, so that you're not having to work with dirty stuff. Okay, so we want to go ahead and essentially fill this thing. And just make sure you have rags around, because this is going to be a messy job, like I said, because you want to go ahead and grease all this up and make sure that these bearings are nice and greased. So we're just going to squeeze it in there. Make sure all this is good and greased up. Just stuff this stuff down in there. It's nicer when you have a tube of it to kind of get it in there. Okay. Let's see if we can squeeze another bit onto here. We're just going to put these two together. And there's a lip right here that when you put it on there, it just stops. It hits it and it stops. So it's kind of a positive stop on that. So you'll know that you've gotten what you need in terms of how far it should go in. I want to go ahead and clean off this rubber to make sure it's not slippery and oily and that the clamp can do its job properly. So let's do that, and then we can kind of get this clamp out, set down into place. Now the way this thing works is it's got this little hat here that's kind of sticking up, and you want to get, they have special tools that basically grab these two things and pinch them together so that these two sides are almost touching each other, and that's when you know that it's made a positive connection. So hoping that I can get this over it without too much issue. Of course, it's going to give me a hard time, because nothing ever goes just as according to plan. Alright, let's try it by taking this off. First. Let's see if we can get it on here. Well, it's not under any kind of pressure. I can get it around this rubber boot. Not easy. There it is. Okay, so let that be the learn from my mistakes there. Get this on there first, and then it should hopefully fit down on there without too much issue. Okay, I think we got it. Oh yeah, that's good. Okay, that's clean. Clean all this excess off of there. So now that we've got that on there, we can use our special tool. So you can get these pliers at the auto parts store, or you can get them off the Jungle website, but essentially that gives you, this has adjustment here to go in and out to keep it flat up against this, because you don't want it twisting. You want to keep it flat. Oh, that's not gonna be easy, evidently. It's about as tight as it's getting right now, almost. You almost have to do two hands and kind of push on this thing to keep it so it doesn't move. Do a little bit more, but I don't know. I don't think I can really go much tighter. Okay, so this is complete and we're ready to install this back on the vehicle, and it should be good as new, at least until this boot actually deteriorates, and then I'll get another boot kit. But it's still in good shape and it's not got any holes in it or cracks, so I'm going to continue to use it. I hope this was helpful to you, and if it was, hit the like or subscribe to see more videos that I might be doing in the future. Really appreciate it, everybody. Thanks for watching.